Today, let me give you a quick feedback on yesterday's discussion.
We are both the future and the moment.
We have come up with a universal system.
But today, we want to focus a little bit more on action.
Africa's growth is no longer limited by ambition. It's limited by infrastructure.
What is it that we can do to make sure that our continent is improving the intra-African trade? So we're going to talk about taxes.
3 years ago, we met with the National Treasury and Financial Committee to tell them that they need to regulate digital assets because we're tired of being the Robin Hoods outside and looked at as if we don't want to be regulated, when really all the times that we've asked, we've not actually been even given an audience.
The capital repatriation, very important, the investment protection guarantees. And then they come the tax incentives, the banking sector, the financial infrastructure.
The question is always not about the incentives. What investors want to see is what is the certainty that you're giving them that particular incentive will be administered, consistently for the next 10 years or 5 years.
We're going to discuss how do we make finance more inclusive on the continent.
As Africans, sometimes we actually forget that Africa is not one country. Yeah? Where I sit, African finance has 4 layers. So you have layer 1, which is distribution. Layer 2, you have what I call capital and risk. That's the banks, that's the microfinance institutions. Then you have layer 3, where innovation sits. Then you have layer 4, which I call orchestration.
I think we are seeing a lot of convergence of law. Convergence of law in terms of what has been said earlier, consumer protection, data protection, and many other. I think there has to come a time when we look at this from and across, not one. You look at data protection in a silo, AI in silo, competition law in silo, yet all this touch on consumer and a person. At some point, we must have that conversation.
It's a really great honor and pleasure for me to be here today. And I have to echo the words of my colleague that you and your team really deserves a huge round of applause.
Why not?
Finding solutions to sometimes complex, difficult problems. And I have found that trait of character also in you, Kenyans.
Basically, as you mentioned, we as lawyers, our work goes beyond being in the courtroom, being in boardrooms, into actually being advisors and connectors and business partners to all our clients to the extent possible. And I strongly believe that's something I share very closely with you. The crux of this particular MOU is basically to put that into practice. And this brilliant idea was crafted between myself and Reda Ifra, who is, of course, CEO of ES Consulting and also the Chamber of Commerce representative. So the whole idea is for us to make sure that all our companies coming from Czech, they're in safe hands, that we do not, sometimes when you go into a country or a continent for the first time, you don't know where to start. You need to be in the presence of professionals who can actually handhold you, trusted partners. It doesn't just start and end with the legal. You need HR, you need the whole ecosystem. So this is what this is about.